Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You may be familiar with this phrase, and interestingly, this comes from Kellogg's when they were trying to promote their cereal, and so promoting breakfast as one of the most important meals of the day will therefore promote people to buy their cereal. The problem is that it came from no evidence at all, and there's actually not much evidence to say that breakfast is necessarily, or at least at that time, is the most important meal of the day. So the question is, does it have any substance to it? Is there any truth to it? And actually, in some ways, it is. However, it's not necessarily to say that it's the meal that you have in the morning. You don't necessarily have to have breakfast in the morning. And actually, as I mentioned in my previous videos, that the later in the day that you have your first meal, the better, because you can prolong your fast. So breakfast is just the first meal you have after you fast during the night. And this is one of the most important meals of the day and the most dangerous time for your body, because your digestive system and your stomach is empty. And so therefore the first thing that you put into your stomach is going to transit very quickly and go into your bloodstream or just get processed very quickly. So what you want to avoid in the first meal of your day is sugar and refined carbs, so things that can turn into sugar very quickly. And the reason why is because on an empty stomach, it's going to shoot into your bloodstream very quickly, and that's going to give you a high blood sugar spike. Now, why is this a problem? It's a problem for a couple of reasons. The first one is that a high sugar spike is associated with worse health outcomes long term. And the second reason is it's going to give you fluctuations of energy right across the day. And so you may feel good initially, but then you're going to have an energy dip, and then you're going to be up and down all the way through the day, which is not what you want. The other problem is that it's going to encourage your body to store fat. So it's actually a great way to put on weight is to eat sugar on an empty stomach and to get those high blood sugar spikes, those fluctuating high blood sugar spikes. So what should you eat first thing in the morning? You want to aim to eat fiber and protein and fat. You want to concentrate on these things and really minimize sugar and refined carbs. The reason why is because particularly fiber, one of the jobs of fiber is to slow the transit of your food going into your blood and just being absorbed. And so if you have your sugar, if you have anything that is sugary after your breakfast, so not before, so after you've had something substantial with fat, protein and fiber, then that sugar spike is going to be a lot less, even though you had the same amount of sugar. And so you want to stick with meals that are high in fat and protein. So that's going to be things like eggs and avocado, nuts and seeds. Now, this is not just important for breakfast, but breakfast is going to be probably more important just because you have less in your stomach. If you've got something in your stomach and you're going to have a sugary snack, then it's not going to be as bad or sugary breakfast. The other thing though is that you want to make sure that you're not having anything before the breakfast, because otherwise you're going to be disrupting your fast. So things like orange juice, for example, if you were to have orange juice and then have your breakfast, that orange juice is going to go in first, and that's going to give you a very high blood sugar spike. So you're much better to have your breakfast first, a substantial breakfast, and then have your orange juice afterwards, if you're going to have it at all, which is not necessarily something you want to have too much of just because of the high sugar content. So I hope that's helpful. Don't forget that, as always, you can get the discount code in the description. So they are the Vivo barefoot shoes that I wear every day. The XL coffee, you can get a free bag of XL coffee, and you can get 10% of Athanaze, as a superfood specifically formulated for men, and 15% of Fussy, which is a natural deodorant that doesn't have any of the harmful chemicals. These are all things that I use every single day. Thank you again for watching. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.